Unleash the fury! Crush them all! For honor and glory!
Shalom, shalom, shalom. First off, giving all honor and praises to the Most High, to his son, Yahweh Shah, with the battle axes of the Most High, coming to you with another Sabbath class breakdown. The name of today's class is Passover Q&A. Passover Q&A. We want to make sure that we answer all questions concerning Passover to make sure that brothers and sisters are equipped adequately to be able to celebrate the Passover in the spirit, to make sure that you're understanding why we're doing this and to understand how to do this. Like we say, it's an open Q&A. First precept we want to go to, let's go to the book of 2 Peter, chapter 3, verse 15. Yeah, 2 Peter 3 and 15. Because we want to make sure, like we said, we can answer questions for brothers and sisters that have these questions. Why we celebrate the Passover? What is the significance of it? Who the Most High God saved out of the Passover? And like we always say, it's no reason for the other nations to keep Passover when the Most High God passed over the Israelites to kill the Egyptians. I mean, it just makes no sense at all. Read this out.
The book of 2 Peter, chapter 3 and verse 15. An account that the long suffering of the Lord is salvation, even as our beloved brother Paul.
So like your 1 Peter 3 and 15. So like your brothers and sisters.
Come. The book of 1 Peter, chapter 3 and verse number 15. But sanctify the Lord God in your hearts, and be ready always to give an answer to every man that asks you a reason of the hope that is in you, with meekness and fear.
And that's what our job is. Our job is to study the Bible to be able to answer questions to brothers and sisters that may have questions. It's our job to do what? To give them the understanding. Talking about the men, sisters as well, when it comes to what? Who are sisters commanded to teach? And to teach what? The other women and the children. Specific things on what? How to what? How to love your husband and what? This is time for sisters to talk. Go ahead. To love your husband, take care of your house, and what else? And guide your children. Those are the things that women can teach and who they can teach. Do brothers and sisters understand that? Because sisters have a very important role in Israel. It's just not the role of the man. This is why society is out of order, because guess what? The roles have been reversed. So we're here to, guess what? To set God's right to divine order back in his rightful place. Read it again from the top.
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 3 and verse 15. But sanctify the Lord God in your heart.
Meaning when you sanctify the Most High God in your heart, you're separating uncleanliness and the clean. You want to have all things that pertain to the Most High due to what? Due to cleanness. That's what Passover is all about. We're separating the unleavened from the leavened. Want to make sure that you take out the wickedness that you deal with on a day-to-day basis and make sure that you are in a complete spirit when it comes to keeping God's Passover. We know many brothers suffer with what? Lust. Sisters suffer with what? Mouths. We know brothers and sisters suffer with what? Inner demons, lying, stealing, cheating, inordinate affection. We deal with many things on a day-to-day basis. And these are the things that we constantly must try to do what? Purge ourselves from before the Passover. Really not even before the Passover. This is a dying daily habit that brothers and sisters need to take on. Read on out.
But sanctify the Lord God in your hearts, and be ready always to give an answer to every man that asks you a reason of the hope that is in you, with meekness and fear.
And that's the key right there. We want to make sure when we are breaking down and giving our people the understanding, we do it with meekness and with fear. We have to understand that every brother and sister's learning curve is not the same as yours. You have to understand that, guess what? When you saying or giving some understanding, that a brother or sister may not pick it up right away. So you have to have what? You got to have patience with a brother or sister, man. The Most High God don't wake everybody up the same. And brothers that have experience should understand that. Give me the book of 2 Timothy 2 and 15. That's why studying is pivotal. Is that what I want? 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15. When you get there, read that out.
Con. The book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2, and verse number 15. Study to show thyself approved unto God.
Unto man.
Unto God.
And this is the thing that we need to pick up on first. A lot of times brothers study to show themselves to be approved of man. You want to be known as the head Israelite in chores. You want to be known as the precept prince. No, you should be doing these things unto the Most High for the edifying of our people. The Most High God didn't give you that knowledge and understanding just so you can sit on a high horse and label yourself the head Israelite in charge. No, brothers and sisters have to have a meek spirit when we come new as babes into this truth. Read it again from the top.
The book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2, and verse number 15. Study to show thyself approved unto God.
Because when you are studying to show yourself approved unto the Most High, anytime we have a high holy day coming up, you should be doing what? You should be reading about that. When it comes to the new moons, you should be reading about how we celebrate the new moons, why we celebrate the new moons, why we keep the Passover, why we eat the feast of unleavened bread. Why did he take the children of Israel out from amongst the Egyptians? And how he's going to do it again under this spiritual Egypt. Read on up.
Con. A workman that needed not to be ashamed.
A workman, meaning what? Brothers and sisters need to be doing what? Putting in work in the truth. Brothers got to work. You work at studying. You work at taking notes. You work at, guess what? Making sure that the building is prepared. Even so, like we say, sisters got to make sure that what? That all the leaven is out of the building. Because we know we're not going to be back. Leaven has to be out of the building. We want to make sure that we're on top of these things. Brothers as well. Because it's our job too to make sure that the building is in order according to the Most High God's ordinances and his laws. Read on up.
Con. A workman that needed not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth.
Rightly dividing the word of truth. And that's a precept for what? What is rightly dividing the word of truth, also known as in the Old Testament? Which is what? Precept must be upon precept. Here a little, there a little. That's rightly dividing the word. A lot of times our people want to hear, well, I need to see where Paul should have just wrote it. No, if you had a spirit on you, you can spiritually discern that's what he's quoting. Because you have to pull precepts from her. You have to pull precepts from there to be able to do what? Paint the picture correctly. That's rightly dividing the word. And this is something that Christians do not understand. They don't understand when we saying, well, what is love? And we flipping over here. No, brother, what is love? Brother, I'm going to read it to you, brother. Let me get to 1 John 5 and 3. Then let's go to what? John 14 and 15. Well, brother, you shouldn't be doing it. Brother, who told you we shouldn't read the Bible like that? Because the Most High God surely didn't. And they don't even know that they themselves literally do it that way. They don't even understand that. Why? Because they don't have the spirit. Read it out.
Con. Rightly dividing the word of truth.
Rightly dividing the word of truth. And that's what the Bible is all about. What's the truth according to the scriptures, Brother Renaud? Let's read that right quick. Rightly dividing the word of truth. Say he gonna clap for his brother. See, them sisters didn't clap for that. Brother Katazai is y'all brother too. Look at sisters like, I ain't know. Sisters, boy. Sisters, boy. Talking about sisters is something else, man. Read that out.
Con. The book of Psalms, chapter 119 and verse 142. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth.
And the laws of the Most High God is the truth. So when we hearing people saying that we shouldn't be celebrating or try to keep these things in our captivity, these people dumb as hell. I'm talking about straight up, man, because the Bible say otherwise. The scriptures constantly tell us that we'll be doing what? Keeping God's high holy days, guess what? In the land of our captivity. Remember, we got into this predicament because we didn't keep the commandments. Now, how in the hell are we supposed to get out if we still don't keep them? That makes no sense. Let you know right there, they under the guise of Esau. Because the other nations know to keep us in captivity, they have to keep us what? Not keeping the commandments. So that's how we know that the whole earth is in an uproar Like we always say, you can be whatever you want. Being Islam, being Christianity, Seventh-day Adventist. Hell, you can be an atheist. They won't come at you like they come at you like being an Israelite. We see it, so we know where the truth lies. Because the thing is, if this wasn't the truth, you wouldn't pay it 5 seconds. You wouldn't pay it no mind at all. Let's go to Exodus chapter 12. Exodus chapter 12, verse 1. When you get there, read that out.
The book of Exodus, chapter 12, and verse number 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, this month shall be unto you the beginning of months.
So we're in the beginning of months, the month of Abib. So January was not the beginning of the month. They're still in the dead of winter. The Most High God gives us the understanding so we can cast off all the confusion. Brothers just have to sit down and study. And the Most High God will open up this understanding. Read on up.
Come. Saying, this month shall be unto you the beginning of months.
Read on up.
It shall be the first month of the year to you.
That's what it means by springing. Things what? Springing back to life. The Most High God is doing what? Regrowing the vegetation. The green, the dead leaves are starting to do what? Sprout up green leaves again. The brown leaves, Salakia. They're starting to sprout up green leaves again. Health. Read on up.
Verse 2. Speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel,
Read
saying,
on up.
in the 10th day of this month, they shall take to them every man a lamb.
Read on.
According to the house of their fathers, a lamb for an house.
So you took a lamb to your house on the 10th day of the first month. To do what? To prepare that lamb for a sacrifice. Remember, we're doing this on a spiritual level today. Because guess what? Keeping the laws is what? Offerings enough. Do brothers and sisters understand that? Hold that precept. Let's go to Sirach chapter 35, verse 1. Keeping these laws is offerings enough. Christ was the ultimate sacrificial lamb. So we eat that in remembrance of what he has done for us, being a lamb without blemish. Not that we putting stock in the lamb. This is where brothers get this confused. No, we put that stock in Christ. We put that stock in the Most High. When you get there, read that out.
The book of Sirach, chapter 35, and verse number 1. He that keepeth the law bringeth offerings enough.
Bring it what up?
Bringeth offerings enough.
Read on up.
He that taketh heed to the commandment offereth a peace offering.
So we no longer give what? Sacrifices. That sacrifices is what? Our bodies, the work that we put in the truth, and the laws that we keep according to the scriptures. Do brothers and sisters understand that? Let's go back. Exodus chapter 12, verse 3 again from the top.
Come. The book of Exodus, chapter 12, and verse number 3 from the top. Speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, in the 10th day of this month, they shall take to them every man a lamb, according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for an house.
A lamb for an house. So you had that lamb prepared. If you had a big house, guess what? You would have that lamb. Guess what? If you had a small house, you would do what? You would share that lamb with your neighbor. This is what? Loving your brother as you love yourself. All these things fall back to fundamental laws of the scriptures. The Big Ten, which encompass all 613. It's a category for each and every one of them. Read on up.
Come. Verse 4. And if the household be too little for the lamb.
Let's just say you got a wife, husband, and a son, and they got a whole lamb. That's too big for them. Read on up.
Come. Let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of the souls.
Let him take it. So guess what? You would offer that. Hey, we have a lamb. We can come and do what? Celebrate Passover together. This is also doing what? Gathering ourselves together. Once you start to read the scriptures, you see how they are fundamentally attached to the law. Read on up.
Come. Every man according to his eating shall make your count for the lamb.
Read on up.
Your lamb shall be without blemish.
The lamb should be without blemish. Like we always say, don't bring that lamb with the gangster lean at that time, with the one eye. No, you want to bring a lamb that's worthy of the Most High, that's unblemished, because that's what? That's significance of who? Of Christ. Christ was the lamb without blemish, meaning Christ had no sin. We are Christians all the time. Well, he sinned, he broke the Sabbath. You dumb as hell. How in the hell can he be a lamb without blemish if he broke the Sabbath? This makes absolutely no sense. They make the Bible contradict itself. Go ahead, Doc.
Let's get there. Let's go to 2 Peter, man, real quick, man. Because they do say these things, man. We want to go with what the Bible says, and the truth is right inside of these words, man. So for them to say that Christ broke the Sabbath or anything like that, that spot, when the Lord is telling the children of Israel not to bring a lamb with blemish, right? That means that Christ would have had a blemish as well, man, right? If he broke the Sabbath. Let's go to 2 Peter 2, though. 1 Peter 2, my bad. I said second. I just said second. Just don't start that. Don't start that. We can go to 1:19 or we can go to 1:22. We can go to 1 Peter.
You don't bring a lamb like that, man.
Yeah, for real. Here you go, Lord.
And I'm going to tell you, this is also a similitude on how brothers and sisters should even be coming to class. You know what I'm saying? We always have to think of these things as symbolic.
That's right, man.
You barely getting up, barely washing your face. Come on, man. We want to put on for the Most High, man. We put on when we was in the world for these wicked holidays. Think about it, man. You wore that damn ugly ass Easter suit. Suit ugly than a mud. Thought he was clean as hell. Ugly. Then don't want to put on for the Most High. Come on, man. We can't be like that, man. Go ahead.
That's right. Start read 1 Peter 1:19 first.
Come. The book of 1 Peter, chapter 1 and verse number 19.
This will be a precept right here for your Exodus. Yes, verse 5.
Come. 1 Peter, chapter 1 and verse 19. But with the precious blood of Hamashiach, as of a lamb without blemish and without spot.
Christ was that lamb without blemish and without spot. Turn over and jump down to 21. 2 and 21.
Come. 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 21. For even hereunto were ye called, because Hamashiach also suffered for us, leaving us an example that ye should follow his steps.
What is the example that Christ tells us? He says that we can become what? Perfect, right? The word doesn't understand it. But the Bible and the Most High God said, be ye what? Perfect as your Father is perfect. So the example that Christ wants us to be, wow, that would mean he would be a what? A hypocrite. That's exactly right. By him telling us that, yes, you can be perfect, but I myself am not perfect. When the Bible says, be ye perfect as your Father is perfect, right? Let's keep reading.
Come. Verse 22. Who did no sin.
Read that again.
Who did no sin.
He broke the Sabbath.
Who did no sin.
What are y'all talking about? He plucked their ears of corn.
Who did no sin.
Read on.
Neither was gall found in his mouth.
Neither was gall found in his mouth. He wasn't going back towards, oh man, I gotta. What you doing, Christ? Man, I gotta go over here and die for these niggas, man. I'm gonna go over here and die for these niggas, man. These wicked niggas. I'm gonna go over here, man. Give up my life, man. Well, hard hit a bunch of niggas. He wasn't no gal found in his mouth either, man. Right? He did it, man. That's what we got to do. Like Ox said, you wake up on Sabbath morning. Oh, man. Whoo, guess I go and get in this shower. Woo, man. We put these socks on. Woo, my knee. And you just lounging around the house. Sabbath come, you just walking through the door. Hey, shalom, man. Shalom, man. Yeah, I'm here. How you doing? I'm here, man. Right? That's not the spirit you want to be in, man. That's around right. Passover period, right?
That's right.
And that's what Christ said. He left us that example, man. He found no sin in him and no gall was found in his mouth. Go ahead.
Because the thing is, think about it. When Esau saying he'll pay you double time, I bet your behind jump up. And is not the kingdom worth more than double time? Come on, man. These are things that we have to put in perspective, man. We have to constantly think about these things. Like I said, great precepts. Is that it on that? Yeah. Read verse 24.
Come, verse number 24. who his own self bear our sins.
Bear everybody's sins.
Bear our sins.
Bear our sins. That our is possessive. It's not made for everybody. How do we know? Jump up to verse 1.
Con. 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 1, or 1 and 1. 2 and 1 or 1 and 1?
No, 1 and 1.
Oh, con. 1 Peter chapter 1 verse 1.
Bring it out.
Peter, an apostle of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, to the strangers.
To the who?
To the strangers.
Hey, they got us. Read on.
Scattered throughout Pontus, Galatia, Cappadocia, Asia, and Bithynia.
These are places in what? In Asia Minor. Read verse 2. Read on.
Elect.
Read it again.
Elect.
It's telling you plainly, these strangers are the elect. Plain. So you don't have to guess. So it's also showing you that Israelites can be what? Strangers. That's plain. It depends on the context, on how the word is being used. Christians still ain't figured it out. They think every time they see stranger in the Bible, it's talking about a non-Israelite. Read on up.
Con. Elect according to the foreknowledge of Yahweh the Father.
Read on up.
Through sanctification of the Spirit.
Who was the nation that was sanctified? The Israelites, according to what? Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 28. Israel was the only nation sanctified unto the Lord. Read on up.
Con. Through sanctification of the Spirit unto obedience and sprinkling of the blood of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. Grace unto you and peace be multiplied.
Grace unto you, not to everybody. So it's telling us plainly who that lamb without blemish is and who that lamb without blemish came to die for. What's the question on that? These are places. I'm glad that you put that up there, Aki in the Spirit. Because I was thinking. We always have to look at maps. That's why we always tell Bruce, make sure that brothers understand a little bit of something about everything, especially when it comes to geography. Because the modern Negro today think Turkey and think white people. Our people always think white people in these areas. No, our people lived in these areas. A lot of white people didn't even live in these areas, man. This is what we call today modern day Turkey, modern day Syria. So we see Asia. Asia is not Asia. We're over there with Moab. This is going into Cilicia, Cappadocia, Galatia, Pontus, Bithynia. These are all the places where our people were dwelling at. Because we were what? We were scattered to the four corners of the earth. That's easily connected to what? To Greece. So how they would easily selling from Greece over here to Turkey. Because it's all around now, all around the edges of the Mediterranean Sea. You have northern Africa that almost connects to Europe. So our people were scattered all the way around the Mediterranean Sea. So these are not just other nations. These are our people. Yes, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans lived in these particular places. Some of these people still live over there. That's why you have Afro-Syrians. You have Afro-Afghanis. A lot of our people still stay over in these areas, man. If not, they will make the prophecies to none effect. What was the question on there? They say brothers and sisters in here have questions. Let us know. We're just opening precepts.
Somebody's name, Adara Israel, says, does everyone in my household supposed to keep the Passover, even if they have decided not to follow fully?
Now, in your household, yes, technically they should, but if they're not in the truth, you cannot force them. Now, it depends on your children. If you got your children in order, hey, they should be keeping the Passover as well. But let's just say you have like your mother that stays there, your mother-in-law that stay there, other grown people that are living with you, you cannot make them celebrate the Passover. Only thing that you can do is do what? Keep out that leaven out of that house. You can only control what you can control. Do brothers and sisters understand that? Because I know it done came up before. These particular type of questions come up a lot. Well, what if I stay with somebody? Well, brother, if you staying with somebody, you can't make them keep the Passover. Why not? You'll find yourself out of a house, a place to stay. Well, nigga, take you and your unleavened bread to the porch. How about that? Keep it outside. So we can't force that on people, especially if you are living with somebody. Now, if they're living with you, hey, you still can't make them being a grown up, but you can control what you can control with the living, getting all that living up out of there. What you have, brother? You had a question out?
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, because I'm living with somebody right now, and I was gonna say, like, even if, let's say I buy groceries, right?
Yeah.
So let's say that they eat leaven. Now, am I still supposed to take it out of the house when? What if they buying the food at that time, particular?
Go ahead, huh?
You gonna be out the house with the leaven. You take this leaven out.
You hear me?
And they coming out like, where's my pancake mix, nigga?
Yeah.
And you like, I threw that out. You go out there with it then.
Do you understand that? Because this person is a different religion too. On top of that, and then another thing is the whole cabinet full of
Living.
Yeah,
that's what we say. You can only control what you can
pancakes.
control. So if you're buying groceries, you know by next week you can't buy any living.
Right.
But what they do, you have no control over. They can buy the living because they don't understand the truth. You're not held accountable for other person's sins. Let me say that lightly.
Yes, please.
In that situation, now we understand how the Most High God judges us every third or fourth generation. So we take wisdom with that. We're talking about people that are outside of your family or outside of your power. You understand that? So yeah, that you don't buy no living. You know what I'm saying?
And don't indulge in theirs. Well, I'm living with them, so I'm going to make me a pancake too.
That's right.
Nah, it's just your righteousness, man. Your righteousness has exceeded that. So whatever you have to do for yourself, you like I say, you just know you're not buying no leaven around this time. You know, you ain't eating no leaven around this time. You still trying to do what you can do. Right. And that's the position that the Lord put you in, man. All right, because he wants to strengthen you. And it's more people, it's not just you. It's more people that live with people that don't, family members that don't want to adhere to it, don't want to eat no lamb. I ain't no bitter ears and no lamb. Well, you do what you do, and you just make sure that your righteousness is lining up with the Bible, right? So just try your best, brother. Go ahead.
Zach of Monta says, I don't know how to get ready besides getting rid of leaven.
Okay, Con. Well, that's one of the first steps. You want to get rid of the leaven out of your house before that sunset, before that Wednesday. You want to make sure that all the leaven is out of your house. You want to make sure that the leaven is also what? Out of your spirit. You want to make sure that you are reading over the history. You want to making sure that you are understanding why the Most High God did what he did to save us out of the hand of the Egyptians. That's one. Like you say, second, reading. Second is doing what? Getting you a lamb. Like you say, if brothers have to go and buy the little lamb chops for brothers that are by themselves or for sisters that are by themselves, you want to make sure then you get the bitter herbs. Bitter herbs is herbs that are what? That are bitter to the taste. So Esau, you know, we've
been doing horseradish.
Yeah, we've been doing horseradish and
it's tough.
Yeah, it is. It's tough.
It's
sour
tough.
Cilantro.
It's tough.
What you say? Who said that? Arugula. So something that's very, very bitter, like romaine or whatever, iceberg lettuce. You better get the hell out of here with that iceberg lettuce. Bring some iceberg lettuce up in here if you want to, man. You can eat iceberg lettuce all day. No, when you eat this, you like, even when we see the little kids, man, yes, y'all got to eat it too. They like, eat it, damn it. You holding, standing over with that belt. You better eat it. Grown people be in here like that because that stuff is bitter, man. That thing is making sure that we feel it spiritually on that bitter hardship that we had to endure when we was in the time of Egypt. Go ahead, it's like.
Nah, you saying everything on point, man, right? First thing, foremost, he need to understand the history of behind what Passover is, man. Get yourself into the spirit of what's going on, and everything else will be able to flow more easily and better. If you understand how the Lord passed over, killed off the Egyptians, man, you'll have a little bit more understanding or a little bit more wanting to try to keep the commandments to your best of ability, right? We know, like so say, bitter herbs. You can't find no horseradish. You see some cilantro, you go get it. You at least want to be doing something, right? Now, every year you want to get better. Like Zamat, I know he kind of new in the truth. He been online with us. So, every year you want to grow. That's what the Bible tells us, right? We be that living sacrifice. We need to grow every year. So this Passover, I need to exceed last year's Passover, be better equipped, better in understanding, knowing what I have to get, right? But the first thing, like we said, definitely read and understand what Passover is about, man.
Let's go to that Romans chapter 15, verse 4. This is a precept you need to meditate on too. Because even like Captain Yara was just going over, like we said, these things were written for our learning. So if brothers and sisters don't understand what it's about, go back and read that history. Go back and study those things. We ain't saying just read it one time. No, read it till you get a good understanding. A lot of times brothers think that one time is enough. No, the Most High God is always going to open up more understanding the more you read it. It's always deeper spiritual meanings. And if you have an overall understanding about the precepts, when you read in other history, you can see how these things relate. Read this out.
The book of Romans, chapter 15 and verse number 4.
Break it out.
For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning.
So the Passover was written for our learning. So we can go back and study these things. Study what type of spirit that they had after they came out the Passover. Israel wicked as hell when they came out of that Passover, man.
So I'm going to tell you, this is a heavy precept right here. This is New Testament. The Most High God is telling us to go and look at the things in the past.
That's right.
Then how can they change? That's right. That means the Lord is setting us up for failure, man. Well,
I felt that mug, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. I said, oh, man, he hit it. But it makes so much sense. The Lord said the things are written aforetime are written for your learning.
That's right.
Not now where people thinking that, all nations can be saved. Salvation for the nations, everybody. No, because he told us where to go look and see it.
That's right.
And understand it. In the old, man, that's a heavy precept. I just wanted to say that. Go ahead.
John, that was a heavy point. Read on up.
Con. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning.
Read on.
That we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope.
So even like I was saying, Zakamata, make sure you got your lamb, making sure that you have your bitter herbs, making sure that you have your unleavened bread. Those are the three things that you need to celebrate the Passover. You need those things. Let's go back to Exodus chapter 12. And read verse 5 again.
The book of Exodus, chapter 12 and verse number 5.
Break it out.
Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. Ye shall take it out from the sheep or from the goat.
So the Most High God gave us an option. We could have either the sheep or the goat. 9 times out of 10, we going with the sheep, man. It is what it is. Read on.
Come. And ye shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month. And the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening.
So we know that this is going into what? The sacrificial part of how our people kept the Passover. Now we have done it, but remember, we wasn't doing it as a sacrifice. We was just doing it because we had the lamb, brothers had land for them. We wanted to do it ourselves because this is how food, newsflash, is prepared. Now Esau done totally made it crazy. We'll just put it like that on how they do it now. But you actually had to kill the lamb yourself, skin it, clean it, do what it had to do, put it on, like we say, the fire, and cook it yourself. Read on up.
Come. Verse 7. And they shall take of the blood and strike it on the 2 side posts and on the upper doorposts of the houses wherein they shall eat it.
So we knew that this was significant for what? For the Most High God passing over the Israelites and killing the Egyptians, like Christians say, being covered by the blood. They don't even know the significance of it, though. Being covered by the blood also mean, what did the children of Israel do? They obeyed what God told them to do. That's also how they were covered. Not just putting it on. No, they understood. They took turn. They understood this in detail. Read on up.
Come. Verse 8, and they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire.
Roast with what?
Roast with fire.
So we eat the lamb roast with fire. No, you don't cook it as a pot roast. You don't do that. A boiling it.
And that boiled lamb for Passover was good that night. We're not boiling.
You have brothers look back like Ike Turner, like
Right. Yeah. We ain't doing no rice and boiled lamb. You know what I'm saying? Rice and boiled lamb tips. We ain't doing that.
read on up.
Con. And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire, and unleavened bread.
Put on the grill, read on, and unleavened bread, read on,
and with bitter herbs. They shall eat it.
So the Most High God is giving us the what? The menu. That's the menu. Read on up.
Real quick. So if you don't have a grill to put it on, what should be your next method of cooking it? Stove. We're doing what with it? Frying it. Yeah, not broiling, frying it, right? Roasting, right? That's the next best option you can have, a roasting it. If you don't have a grill, your next roasting will be to fry it in the pan, right? For those who don't, because like we said, it's gonna be situations come up in your Passover.
That's right.
That you're gonna be like, well, I'm stuck at a crossroad. I don't have a grill. I can't go get one right quick. It broke. Whatever happened to it, whatever the case. So now you need to try to roast it or fry it, right?
Even certain people that stay in apartments, you can't even have a grill anymore. You know, so you have to do what you have to do. We don't want brothers and sisters to panic. I ain't got no grill. We want to make sure, and this is where, like we say, this is why it's so pivotal that brothers and sisters come in amongst learned brothers. This is why it's so pivotal, because learned brothers can help you out with those particular situations. Don't panic, brother. That's why we gather together. Those things will be prepared. Like we say, we'll give you other options. That's what these things are for. Read on out, verse 8 again.
Come. And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire. And unleavened bread.
Sweet bread, read on.
And with bitter herbs they shall eat it.
And with bitter herbs shall they eat it. Read on up.
Verse 9. Eat not of it raw.
Hey, we ain't Esauing up in here, man. We ain't eating a damn thing raw. That thing got to be fully cooked. You know how we say, give me my hot dog Judah unto the ground, man. Gotta have that thing Judah for real. Sis, read on up.
Come. Eat not of it raw, nor sodden at all with water.
Read on up.
But roast with fire.
Read on.
His head with his legs, and with the pertinence thereof.
Do y'all know what that sodden means? Anybody know what that word sodden means? Boiled. It gives you distinction, or you cannot boil this lamb, right? You ain't be like, oh, I ain't got no grill. I'm in the apartment. I'm gonna make me a lamb. It's too fat. For real. Rich and some potatoes in it. It tells you it can't be sodden. Sodden goes into boil, right? Just so y'all know.
What is the pertinence going into? Any brother, any sister, what is the pertinence going into? I want you to say it. He already know who I'm looking at. It's pertinence, damn it. Damn, brother Gabar. Say you thinking it, damn it. Pertinence. What is the Thank you, brother. What is the pertinence going into?
The organs.
The organs. You brothers and sisters. So this is how they prepared it during that time. So it's going into what? The heart, the liver, the lungs, just your organs. Do brothers and sisters understand that? These are things that we need to know. If you don't, write it down. Make a mental note. What you got, Go ahead,
So you could in the oven, you could put it at the bottom of the oven where you could broil it, right?
Yeah, you could put it in the oven.
Like flame broil.
Yeah, like flame broil. That's the same thing.
Yeah.
Remember, that's just a modern way of doing it. Right. These things are still the same thing. It's just a more modern way.
Like you said, roasting is having some form of fire.
That's right. That's it. What you have? Go ahead, sis. Mama Mariah. Yeah, George Foreman grill. You know, anything to where, like you say, that's just a more modern way of cooking it today. That's all that it is. Anything, like Captain Yara said, that roast just means to kindle a fire under. Anything that can kindle a fire to be able to cook it, yes, that will be fine as well. What you got,
So So I was trying to figure out, like, the menu part. I'm trying to see how, that
Put that up on
relates, how that relates to the precept of keeping the temple, holy, and keeping the temple, pure. And so I'm kind of seeing it all coming together, and I'm just kind of wanting to know more about the different type of foods that are involved in, not only.
That's what we finna cover right now.
Right.
Okay.
So I'll
finna
know what
cover.
it's used for, what it helps, what system that.
So even with us, remember we already went over the lamb. The lamb signifies what? Christ's blood being spilled for us. That sacrifice that he took on for us. Now we finna touch on the bitter herbs. Read verse 8 again up.
Con. And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire, and unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it.
And with bitter herbs shall they eat it. Let's go to what? What Bruce got it? I need Bruce to know these precepts. I need sisters to know these precepts. Let's get there right quick. Let's go to the book of Exodus, chapter 1, verse 14. This is so we went from Exodus chapter 12, verse 8. Remember, that's giving us the menu. Roast with fire the lamb, the unleavened bread, and the bitter herbs. Those are the three things. Those are the things that we will be eating. Simple. Now we're going to go to a precept that shows the significance of eating the bitter herbs. Start at verse what? 12? Start at verse 11.
The book of Exodus, chapter 1, and verse number 11. Therefore they did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens.
So they set over them taskmasters, like how they did many times when we were in slavery, to afflict them with burdens. Read on up.
Con. And they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Pithom and Ramsey.
Just like it's the same thing. Your brothers see that in the spirit. Just like we were building cities for Egypt, the major superpower in that time, we built what? Treasure cities for Rome. I mean, for America. Washington, D.C., the capital, the Washington Monument. When you go back and look up all these histories, these things were made by slaves. But then they say that we lazy. Yeah, we was lazy after y'all let us go from slavery. It's crazy, man. What you got, Exodus chapter 12, verse 8.
Exodus 1.
Oh, 1 and 12. Yeah, we starting up a little bit, but I'm expounds on the point that we want. Read on out.
Verse number 12. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew.
Because the Israelites are like what? We like baby's kids, man. We don't die, we multiply. So we see them. I'm going to tell you, who can read the spirit by? Even as we speak right now, got brothers and sisters, brothers and sisters, even in the congregation having babies like a mug. Just find out, she having another baby again, all praise to the Most High, and then his brother having a baby. Pregnant at the same time. It's a trip. Hey, the Most High God, the more they afflict us, the more we did what? Wax greater and greater, the more we multiply. Because Israel is what? As the sand of the sea. So I say that to say, I'm looking at sisters up in this thing. Look at sister. Let me look at Sister Debash. Sister Adara, man. Hold on. Let me look at Mama Ross. She's like, no, she's like, hold that down, Cap. Read it again,
Con. Verse number 12. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew.
Read on,
And they were grieved because of the children of Israel.
Because it was so many of us. Even like today, they grieve with us because despite all the things that they put in place to destroy us, we still here. Despite all the oppression, the affliction, we still here as a nation of people. Now it's getting down to the nitty gritty because we waking up keeping the commandments. Now all hell finna start breaking loose. They like, no, The things that we done put in place, they're not working. Matter of fact, guess what? They waking up. Read on up.
Verse number 13. And the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor.
And they made us to serve with rigor, meaning what? Hard bondage. Read on up.
And they made their lives bitter.
Made it what?
Bitter.
Made their lives bitter. This is what the bitter herb signifies. The bitter hardship that we have right now in this spiritual Egypt and in that past Egypt. Read on up.
And they made their lives bitter with hard bondage, in mortar and in brick and in all manner of service in the field.
In the what?
In the field.
In the cotton fields. Read it again.
In all manner of service in the field.
In the, guess what? The sugar cane fields. Guess what? The work fields today. Right. Think about it, man. You got brothers 712s, man. No time off. This crazy work right there. You got me messed up. I'm coming to Sabbath class. They're gonna have to box me, man. I ain't say it is what it is, man. Write me up. We say throw away the key. I'm coming to Sabbath class, man. We just pray that the Most High God give us that grace, man. Read on up.
In all manner of service in the field, and their service wherein they made them serve was with rigor.
So we see what the bitter herb signifies. Signifies the bitter hardship that we had to endure in the Egyptian captivity, man. We still enduring that thing right now. That's why this is spiritual Egypt, man. It's the same tactics. They put our own people over us to be the taskmasters. Just like in that time, they would have the own people whip them so that they wouldn't be mad at Massa. They would be mad at their own brother. Esau had it down to a T, to where they would know how to exploit our law, statutes, and commandments. That's a fundamental law that they had to break with what? Leviticus chapter 19, verse 17. Love thy brother with what? With all your heart. All that, man. Once they did that, they see how they can unravel that. I'm going to use him to punish his own people, so he'll look at him as the enemy and not himself. And these things still are instituted today where we see each other and hate each other. Like we always say, when we step on a brother's shoe or say anything or accidentally bump a brother, it come into what? Blows or even death. Even with the gangs, the Crips, dealing with the 80-year-old Crips out there 2 weeks ago, man. And that thing still got my spirit flexed, man. This brother's like 80, man. A Crip. It's crazy. Thing is crazy, man. Say, crazy. So we see the bitter hardship. Go back to that Exodus chapter 12, verse 8 again. Say. This damn brother right here.
Even a crip is crazy. The Django. On crib, I'm a kid.
Read verse 8 again. Exodus chapter 12, verse 8.
The book of Exodus, chapter 12, and verse number 8. And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire, and unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it.
And unleavened bread. Let's see the significance of eating unleavened bread. Who got the precept? Say it again. Let's get that right quick. Numbers chapter 9, verse 1. I need Bruce to be on it.
Zachariah, if you seen what we just read, it should resonate with you. When do we eat bitter herbs? It said, and in that night.
That's right.
Bitter herbs are only to be, well, and it's not, you can eat bitter herbs throughout the whole Passover if you want to, right? But the night that it's commanded is the first night, right? So.
Let's get 9 and what'd you say? 9 and 1. Numbers 9 and 1.
Yeah, 11.
Read that right quick. Salaki. Numbers chapter 9, verse 11.
The book of Numbers, chapter 9, and verse number 11. The 14th day of the second month at even. of the second month at even. They shall keep it and eat it with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. They shall leave none of it until the morning, nor break any bone of it. According to all the ordinance of the Passover, they shall keep it.
Jump over. I want another one. Give me Exodus chapter 12, verse number 15. Another precept for it. Exodus chapter 12, verse 15, showing the significance of the unleavened bread. Make sure brothers and sisters are taking great notes, man, for you to go back over and read. Read this out.
The book of Exodus, chapter 12, and verse number 15.
Bring it out.
7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread. Even the first day you shall put away leaven out of your houses.
So the first day of the Passover, remember, you have these things put away before then. Put away leaven. Anything, what is leaven, brothers?
Sin.
Sin, but what physically? Yeast. Anything that does what? Make the dough rise. This is what leaven is. Anything that makes the dough rise. Bread, pancake mix, Eggo waffles, certain cereals, certain cookies, certain snacks. Like we say, brothers, hey, you got to go to a fast food, be lettuce burgers it is. No bread, no leaven. Read on out.
For whosoever eateth leavened bread from the first day until the seventh day, that soul shall be cut off from Israel.
Leaven signifies what, Bruce? Sin. It signifies sin rising in you. Read on out.
And in the first day there shall be an holy convocation.
So that's why we're celebrating the Passover, coming together that first day. It is a holy convocation. We're commanded to come together. Read on up.
And in the seventh day there shall be an holy convocation to you.
At the end of it, that's why we having it what? From Wednesday to Wednesday. We're coming in that first Wednesday, and we'll be back in the building that following Wednesday. Read on up.
And in the seventh day there shall be an holy convocation to you. No manner of work shall be done in them, save that which every man must eat, that only may be done of you.
Read on up.
And ye shall observe the feast of unleavened bread. For in this self same day have I brought your armies out of the land of Egypt. Therefore shall you observe this day in your generation by an ordinance forever.
For what?
Forever.
Read on up.
In the first month of the 14th day of the month at even.
Read on.
Ye shall eat unleavened bread until the 120th day of the month at even.
So brothers and sisters, make sure that y'all remember to do what? Eat unleavened bread, what? Every day. Eat it every day. Brothers and sisters have to remember that. Read on up.
Verse 19. 7 days shall there be no leaven found in your houses.
So you cannot have leaven in your houses for what? For 7 days. Wednesday to Wednesday. Read on up.
For whosoever eateth that which is leavened, even that soul shall be cut off from the congregation of Israel, whether he be a stranger or born in the land.
And that thing is heavy because he's giving us the ramifications if brothers are not taking heed to this. And remember, this comes with understanding. Do you think that the Most High God is talking about that new brother that's in the truth? Or you think he's literally talking about more experienced, seasoned brothers and sisters? Talking about that seasoned, experienced one. Because a lot of times when you come into the truth, what a just man would do what? Will fall. You'll fall. You want to make sure that, like I said, and that's why it goes back to, guess what? Gather yourselves together. So Bruiser know how to keep these things right. Read on up.
Verse 19. 7 days shall there be no leaven found in your houses. For whosoever eateth that which is leavened, even that soul shall be cut off from the congregation of Israel, whether he be a stranger or born in the land.
What stranger is this? Israelite stranger. How do we know that? We talked about it earlier. I need Bruce to be quick on talking points. Just tell me. Because Passover is only for the Israelites. The Most High God didn't pass over other nations to save other nations. No, he only passed over the Israelites to save us. Quick answer. These are quick answers that brothers need as talking and teaching points when y'all out there on the streets. Easy, quick to the point. Because you know our people, we lack the attention span. Go ahead up. Read on up.
Verse 20. Ye shall eat nothing leavened in all your habitations. Shall ye eat unleavened bread.
Shall ye eat unleavened bread? Let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 6. These are precepts that brothers should already have. Write them down in your Bible. You can have them as notes, but we need brothers that already have them in their swizzle. Be quick on the draw, especially when we at camp. I need Bruce to always correlate the classes with camp and how you can better edify brothers and sisters that are out there speedily. Read that out.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 5 and verse 6.
Bring it out.
Your glorying is not good. Know ye not that a little leaven,
That a little what?
that a little leaven, leaveneth the whole lump?
A little leaven leaveneth the whole lump, meaning a little sin can cause what? Big sin.
Right.
Could cause chaos, could cause confusion. This goes into what? Sin, doctrines, anything that's contrary to what the Most High God has established. We need bruise in the spirit with that. Any questions up there?
It's a few. And think about it, how I form fathers. Think about Hezekiah. How little leavened his whole lump, right? Being great in his works, but then what? Showed the heathen all the things inside of his house, right? That little leaven right there, right? Leavened the whole lump. Think about Josiah, right? Who did everything right in the eyes of the Most High God from 8 years old up, man. Right? Brought back the laws, statutes, and commandments, brought back the Bible to the children of Israel, and then that little leaven that he had, right? What did he do? Bala? That's right. That little leaven right there, right? Leaven at that lump, man. So make sure we get that understanding. That's all. You always want to think back into the Bible, look back into the, like I said, Romans 15 and 4, and see what that little leaven at that whole lump for what some of our forefathers as well.
Real quick, even to expound upon that point that Captain Yara said, understanding what King Josiah did, he meddled in other man's business. What is the understanding on that though? What is the understanding? Any sister know or any brother know? So he meddled in another man's business. Do that mean if we see a brother or sister going off, I see him and say, "Oh shit, ain't my business." Does that mean that? No. It does not mean that, because of what? Leviticus chapter 19, verse 17. It's our job. We're commanded to do what? Correct our brothers. It's tripping. Camera. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. So I want to keep that. Make sure that brothers and sisters understand that. Go ahead, Doc.
No, I was just looking at some of the questions that we hadn't got to. Small questions. Sister asked, so how she cook it with oil, to cook the lamb with oil or what? It's just put it up in there. Let it do its thing. Another brother said that ain't got nothing to do pertain with the class.
What do you want to?
Can all nations be saved?
No.
Damn it, we talking about Passover. Ain't no way they can.
Hold up, and guess what? We can make that thing correlate.
We can. We definitely can.
Because guess what? I just answered it. Hold up, think about it. Did the Egyptians get saved? No, they didn't. He killed the Egyptians for us. That should let you know everything you need to know about Passover or about salvation for the other nations. But guess what? Hey, he wanted like Captain Jeremiah. Here it go. Give me Luke chapter 1, verse 68.
That's right.
Give me Jeremiah chapter 2.
That's right.
We give it to him right quick. We give him one from the Old Testament, one from the New. Yeah.
The book of St. Luke, chapter 1 and verse number 68.
Bring it out.
Blessed be the Lord God of Israel.
Even in the New Testament, he's still a God of Israel. You know?
For he had visited and redeemed his people.
All people.
His people.
Read on up.
And hath raised up an horn of salvation for us.
For everyone.
For us.
Read on up.
in the house of his servant David.
Read on.
As he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets.
Read on.
Which have been since the world began. That we should be saved from our enemies.
And from who?
And from the hand of all that hate us.
And when we ask the Christian, who are the enemies of the Israelites, they could never answer that. Who are the enemies? All you have to do is read Psalms 83. All nations are the enemies. All you have to do is read Nehemiah 5 and 9. It's telling you the heathen are our enemies. Read that Jeremiah. Uh, 3 and 23.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 3 and verse number 23.
Bring it out.
Truly in vain is salvation hoped for from the hills and from the multitude of mountains.
Going into what? These other nations.
Right.
The hills are going into smaller nations. We look to these other nations for salvation. We look to America for hope. It's going into the lamentation. Read on up.
Come. Truly in the Lord our God is salvation of Israel.
But the Most High God is letting us know only salvation comes through him. We don't need to be looking for these other nations. You see it right now. That's what the Most High God commands us. We think that, guess what? We have to have a 501c3. No, all we need is, guess what? Brothers coming together to do the work. Bless us with a building. Bless us to be able to have funds to be able to help brothers and sisters out when they are in need. All we need is the Most High and his son Yahushua, man. So those precepts showing you that salvation is only for Israel. Brothers and sisters in here, got any questions? Go ahead. Go ahead.
So how many times was Daniel in the lion's den? Because I was reading the Apocrypha and Habakkuk came to him. And when you read Daniel 6, I don't know if it mentions the prophet Habakkuk.
Yeah, it doesn't. So it's showing you, what does that show you? That's a good point. But what is the other point to his point? He said that in the Apocrypha, it shows that Habakkuk brought Daniel food. That's two, but that's not the point that we're trying to make. It showed you that they was in the same time period.
That's right.
They were contemporaries with each other. Remember, when you read in the scriptures, Habakkuk was the poor of Israel. Babylon took us into captivity in 3 waves. What was the first wave? The first wave of people went the royal people. The second wave was what? The workers, the people that built it up. And the third was like the poorest of the people. And then after that, Habakkuk was one of the poorest that was left there. He was the poorest of the people. That's how he was able to do that. Brother Noah, you looking at me like you never heard that before. Okay, come on. Let's get that right quick. Just get it real quick. Yeah, the Apocrypha. So they just show you they were in the same times. Many prophets in the scriptures were in the same time period. They were contemporaries of one another. I don't. Yeah, come. Bel and the Dragon, page 112 of the Apocrypha. Read that right quick, Ock.
Khan. The history of Bel and the Dragon.
I'm gonna tell y'all gotta read these. These are great reads, man. Talking about real great reads, man. Read this out.
Khan. The history of Bel and the Dragon, verse number 33.
Bring it out.
Now there was in Juri a prophet called Habakkuk.
Habakkuk is the prophet Habakkuk with the book of Habakkuk. Read on out.
Who had made pottage and had broken bread in a bowl and was going into the field for to bring it to the reapers. But the angel of the Lord said unto Habakkuk, Go, carry the dinner that thou hast into Babylon unto Daniel.
What?
Unto Daniel.
Into Babylon unto Daniel. Because what? Daniel was taken captive in the Babylonian captivity. What also happened to Daniel? They were what?
Eunuchs.
They were eunuchs. They had their private parts cut off. That's what a eunuch is. That's the cruelty that they did to our people. And remember, Daniel was a righteous brother. So just think about the wicked of our people, man. Read on up.
Come, that thou hast into Babylon unto Daniel, who is in the lion's den. And Habakkuk said, Lord, I never saw Babylon.
So he said, I never saw Babylon. Meaning I wasn't taken into captivity. I don't know where that place is. Read on.
Neither do I know where the den is.
Read on.
Then the angel of the Lord took him by the crown and bare him by the hair of his head, and through the vehemency of his spirit,
read on,
set him in Babylon over the den. And Habakkuk cried, saying, Oh, Daniel, Daniel, take the dinner which Yahweh had sent thee.
So it's showing you how the Most High God did what? Fed Daniel in the lion's den by using who? Habakkuk and an angel. He basically did what? Teleported him into the den.
Right.
Read on up.
And Daniel said, Thou hast remembered me, O God, neither hast thou forsaken them that seek thee and love thee.
Come, man, that's a heavy precept. Read on up.
So Daniel rose and did eat, and the angel of the Lord set Habakkuk in his own place again immediately.
He what?
Immediately.
How else could he do it except through what? Teleportation.
Right.
So they're just showing you that they were just in that same captivity.
Let's go to 2 Kings right quick.
Yeah.
25. We ain't really got it. 2 Kings 25, 24, and 25 will show you how Israel was taken in waves and 3 waves. But I want to go to 25 and 11 to show you that Habakkuk is that what he's saying is true in the Bible, because he never was seen wave, right? He never got pulled. And we'll show you this. So like we said, the first wave were the riches, those of a high stature. Second wave was those middle class workers, whatever the case may be, and the third wave was the lowest of the lowest, the poor, right? Read 25 and 11.
The book of 2 Kings, chapter 25, and verse number 11.
This is after the second wave.
Come. Now the rest of the people that were left in the city, and the fugitives that fell away to the king of Babylon, with the remnant of the multitude, did the Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, carry away.
So he carried away some of those lowly, but let's read 12.
But the captain of the guard left of the poor of the land to be vine dressers and husbandmen.
So we know Habakkuk was of the poorest, right? Habakkuk was on his bud, man, right? He was the poorest of the poorest. He said, but the poorest of the land they left to be vine dressers and husbandmen. That's why Habakkuk said, what did he say? He said, I've never seen Babylon, right? Because he didn't get pulled, right? He was left. He was of the poorest.
Do brothers and sisters understand that? Is another question up there?
Brother Honey Badger Q says, I broke the Sabbath today by not preparing for the week. I drive trucks over the road, so I can't fully get what I need. How do I pray for forgiveness?
That's a good question.
It is.
And like we say, remember, we all fall short. Give me the book of Proverbs, chapter 24, verse what? Let's get that right quick. Even the strong. You know, we slip up. That is the flesh, but we don't want to make that an excuse. So a lot of times the Most High God does that so brothers and sisters can literally see that mistake and correct that mistake and make sure that you don't go back into it, because now you see how you went into it, how it was so easy for you to be succumb of that. We want to make sure that we properly prepare. Read that up.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 24, and verse number 16. For a just man falleth 7 times and riseth up again.
Read on.
But the wicked shall fall into mischief.
But the wicked shall fall into mischief. That's the thing. You got to get back up. What makes you a righteous from a wicked man is that wicked man is what? Not going to get back up. You have to die daily. You have to repent daily, man, because we go off, man. We human. We are flesh, but we're trying to become what? Spiritual. That's why we give the understanding, like how the Most High God said, when people think perfect, they think about what? The world's definition of perfect. God's definition of perfect is different from the world's definition of perfect. Do brothers and sisters understand that? The world's definition is what? Never having made a mistake. God's definition is you can make a mistake, but you get back up and fight to be perfect. That is the difference. Give me the book of Sirach, chapter 21, verse 1. This is another precept for y'all. Sirach, chapter 21, verse 1.
The book of Sirach, chapter 21, and verse number 1.
Bring it out.
My son, hast thou sinned? Do so no more.
Read on.
But ask pardon for thy former sins.
But ask pardon for your former sins. Read on up.
Flee from sin as from the face of a serpent.
And you know we ain't dealing with no serpents, man. We're going to flee from them. So the same way you'll flee from a snake is the same way that you flee from sin. Read on up.
For if thou comest too near it,
if you comest too near sin, read on.
It will bite thee.
It will what?
It will bite thee.
It will bite thee. Do brothers and sisters understand that? Meaning if you struggle with smoking weed. Who said that? Yeah, I know. You know, we done talk too. We're gonna talk again. If you know that you struggle with weed, should you be around people that smoke weed? No, you shouldn't. Because once you're around them, you start to smell it. Damn, that smell like that fire right there, boy. Boy, that's that gas, boy. Yeah, that's that gas right there, man. Hey, man. What you doing, man? Where you get that from? So Satan quickly spark up conversation. You know, black people, man, we so hot, we hospitality. Hey, you niggas don't try. That's all you want to hear. Come on with it, nigga. That's it. That's why we have to stay away from it. You have to treat that thing like a literal venomous snake. We scared of snakes. This is the same mentality that we have to be when it comes to sin. Prime example, we always say this with brothers that struggle with lust, with sisters that struggle with lust, and you got that 5G phone. Maybe it's time to go back to a 1G. Go back to that flip phone. Because we know now, even on TikTok, if your behind scroll too long, you can get caught up in the mix. Yeah, I know. I said,
boy.
That mug like soft porn on that mug.
Tell you something, boy. Say you gonna get caught up, man.
I know that thing serious. What the hell?
I'm telling you, boy.
You have to close it out and go to another feed. And sometimes that feed still ain't closed out. Gotcha, nigga.
Like, say, man, I ain't go to that.
You didn't wait long enough.
You like, I ain't go to that. Throw it down. Be like,
you have to catch yourself in those things, man. You have to get away from sin. So like we would say with like we say, we want to make sure that we prepare. That's why give me Exodus chapter 12, verse 2.
God.
What you got, Ak? That's right.
Right, you right.
Prepared that it'll come. That's right.
That's right.
That's right. But this goes to those brothers and those sisters with itching actions, because we'll tell ourselves that we're not looking for it, but deep in our psychology, we really are. We're just waiting for that opportunity to where you're not made fully. Look at it. You know that brother up to no good, man. That boy got that sinister smile. And the thing is, the devil gonna put particular situations in your path to see whether or not you gonna get bitten by that snake, or flee from that snake, man. Read this right quick.
Exodus 12 and
8. To prepare for the Sabbath. 6 days.
20.
Yeah, 20 and 8. So like what I say?
12.
Salakia. 20 and 8. So this is also going to You know, we have to do better at preparing for the Sabbath. Most like God tell us we got 6 days to prepare. We don't have to just take that Friday, that Thursday, that Friday before sundown time to get ready for the Sabbath. We don't have to just take that. Do brothers and sisters understand that? You're trying to wash your last look clothes. You're trying to wash 20 loads in 2 hours. Bro, you only wearing one shirt to class. Make sure you take that time. You knowing if you get off late, we have to learn to use time management better. Prepare your lunch, maybe that Thursday. Then guess what? Get out what you want to wear, like you say, that Friday. Get you something to eat. Make sure that these things are prepared, especially for single brothers. Because I know those type of things can happen. Single sisters as well. Because I mean, we all need help, man. Read this out.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse number 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
Read on out.
6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work.
This is the part that I want to focus in on. We got 6 days to labor and to do all our work. Meaning what? You take that time. If you know that you are a slow preparer, get a little bit of done throughout each day during the week. You have to literally train yourself on that. That's how you get prepared so you don't fall off on that Sabbath day. Con, what is the next question? What you got out?
Oh, damn, Tyrone back.
Yeah. Yeah, the preparation day. That was saying.
But that's like I was saying, no, you ain't gotta wait till
you
the
ain't gotta wait
preparation
till the prep day, because the prep day is what? When is the prep day? What day? I need to know that brothers and sisters understand. Thursday what? Thursday night to Friday night. That is the prep day. So if that's not enough time for you to prep throughout the week.
And look at it in the spirit of as the Lord, like you're saying, you getting ready for something right before it happened. Nah. Get yourself ready throughout the whole week, right?
That's right.
I mean, what? Reading up on scriptures Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That means trying to get in the spirit Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Not just, here come the Sabbath. Let me get in the spirit.
That's right.
Let me get in the spirit now. Nah, that's not what that is, right?
That's right.
So look at it on that note. We can always we got time. Like I said last week, Sabbath to Sabbath. This Sabbath should push you to the next Sabbath, right? This Sabbath right here should have you in the spirit. It should have you working on what? Making it to next Sabbath, Lord's will, right? So making it to next Sabbath, Lord's will, you want to make sure that you what? Try to do what you can possibly do. Do the things that you need. Be ready. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to tell you, how good do it feel, man, when you get up Sabbath morning, shirt on, everything ready. You just got to put it on. You just sitting there like, ooh, man, I can go a few precepts. You know what I'm saying? Before we leave. What time you ready to go? I'm chilling. Right? It just feel good to be having things in order, man. That's what the Bible wants us to do, man. Put things in order. That's all it's about. So,
what was the next question up?
We got to get Tyrone off this thing again. He back.
What you talking about?
He talking about smoking weed. Dang.
Oh, damn. Tyrone got that spirit on him. Heavy, boy. Damn, it's been about 6 months, bro. Damn.
Yeah, Tyrone, come on with it, man. Looking for one.
Any brothers and sisters in here got any questions?
Sister Mary Houston said,
Shalom, sis. House of Brother Daniel.
She
Shalom,
said, Captain
man.
and I, do my grandsons have to have a staff in hand that night?
I mean, they can, but technically, no.
Right.
Remember, the implications. Let's go to that. Exodus chapter 12 and verse number 11.
Yeah, go right back to it. Showing you that we ate it in a hurry, but it's not commanded for us. But they want to,
Yeah, they want to, by all means. Y'all can have one. I know we got Officer Barakaya. I think he's preparing staffs for brothers and for brothers.
Yeah.
I would say brothers and sisters.
Read, sister.
Sisters. Good. After pointing to it, you, Sister Reed. Sisters, man. Read that out.
The book of Exodus, chapter 12 and verse number 11.
Start at verse 10. Make sure that brothers and sisters get this.
The book of Exodus, chapter 12 and verse number 10. Ye shall let nothing of it remain until the morning.
Let nothing of what? The lamb. So whatever is not eaten, it must be what? Thrown out. Do brothers and sisters understand that? That's why we, like the scriptures say, lamb, bitter herbs, unleavened bread. That is the menu. Anything that is not eaten must be thrown out, meaning what? No leftovers. Read on up.
Con. And ye shall let nothing of it remain until the morning, and that which remaineth of it until the morning ye shall burn with fire.
So the rest we burn with fire. Read it on up.
Con. And thus shall ye eat it, with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand.
Read on.
And you shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover.
So we ate it in haste during this specific context because of what? The Most High God was going to kill the firstborn of the Egyptians. So he knew that what? It was going to be angry. They were going to be pissed, trying to do what? Get revenge and retribution. So this is pertaining to a specific context. Now, if you want to do it, there's nothing wrong, but it's not like you have to do it. But pertaining to the context. Do brothers and sisters understand that? Read on out.
Con. Verse number 12. For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and against all the gods of Egypt.
And against all the gods of Egypt. Because do brothers and sisters understand why was he doing those particular type of plagues? Mocking their gods, killing off and destroying all their gods. We literally just read it. Do me a favor. Pull it up. Pull up the 10 gods of Egypt. This is one book, man. I got to get that book just specifically for this. The pictorial history of Egypt. I think that's the name of Pictorial History of Egypt. So we know a lot of these gods. You had the god of Ra. The god of Ra was the god of what? The sun. This is why you had the Most High God do what? Blacken out the sun. You had the god, which was the god of what? Let me give y'all these real quick. Well, it's been some years. So you had one of the gods, the river god, which is Tobek, which is the man with the alligator head. He was the river god that gave them what? That they thought gave them water. So this is why you see the Most High God do what? With the blood in the water. This is one of the first plagues. You also have the god of Hequet. I heard you. You know damn well I heard you. Yeah, Zobek is the one. So they'll have it spelled with a Z or with the S over here. The alligator head. Yeah, him right here. So you had Heartthrower. Go over with the sun disk. No, down. You just had it right here. So this is the god of their cattle. So this is what we seen where the Most High God was killing off their cattle. You see the fall, the third and the fourth plagues was going into Kepri. Is he up there? You also have the sixth god, the god of their medicine, so to speak, which is going into Katesh, Salakia. You also have the seventh god, the god Nut, which was their sun god, the god of the sky. And hell, Khan, going into the plagues of hell. Then you have Osiris, which is the god of vegetation. And you see what the Most High God had the what? The locusts come and eat up their vegetation. Yeah. So all these particular gods were made for particular reasons. And the Most High God was showing that there are no gods. That's right, but him. This is where you can read a lot about this in Wisdom of Solomon. You have Ra, like how we were saying, going into how he darkened out the sun. So each one of these guys has a significant meaning. And we did classes like maybe 8 years ago on these things. A lot of times we love to go back and reiterate. I was thinking about doing that's kind of like a long class. Any other questions on there? How many plagues was it? Sister, brother.
That's a lot of questions.
Let me see. What you got, Junior? How many plagues? How many? Yeah, brother, right, man. All praise, give brother a hand. Get your hoodie, little Junior. Take your hoodie off. Your hoodie hat. That's good because I ain't gonna lie. Prince of Egypt, that was a good cartoon if brothers and sisters hadn't seen it. They did pretty good on that outside of them with other stuff, but that is a pretty good cartoon. Let's see real quick. Who can name them? Who can name all the plagues? What you got, a little bit of nine? And no, that still don't mean you can go somewhere tonight. Look at it. Now look at it. He snatched that hand back down. Think the Most High God like that? You better answer the question. Look at it. Go ahead. Okay, the blood, the locusts, the cattle, the sun, the moon. That's all right. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, that's 7. You heard your homeboy over here tell you. Him and that damn Officer Donovan, man, they get on my damn nerves, man. Who said it? Twin? Oh, my bad. I know Donovan. That's his boy right there. What else? You got 2 more left. Mama bear help your baby. Boils and hell. Boils, did he say that? No. He said sky boils. Okay. All praises. Give him a hand. That was pretty good. Yeah, it still ain't going on. Yeah, ain't like it. But remember, we want to make sure that we go back and understand, like we say, the spirituality in that, even during the time, because he's doing it what? He's doing it again now, basically. How many times have we seen, pull it up, rivers turning to blood? We've been seeing that. We've been seeing the locusts. Seeing the Most High God doing what? Darken out the sun. When did he darken out the sun? With what? With the eclipse. We seeing these things starting to come back up. Brothers and sisters, these are signs to let us know. A lot of times our people look at this, it just go right over their head, not knowing that these things have significance. How he made that blood moon a few weeks ago. These things are signifying certain things. Say it again up. All the cattle dying. These things are signifying that the Most High God is ramping back up again, man. Bless you. Oh, no, I want that Revelation. Somebody find it for me. 6 and what? Yeah. 16 and 4. Because I know we see the frogs jumping around. Those unclean spirits. 16 and 4, you said? Read that out. So remember, the Bible is doing nothing but repeating itself. Read this out.
Come. The book of Revelation, chapter 16, and verse number 4.
Bring it out.
And the third angel poured out his vial upon the rivers and fountains of water, and they became blood.
And they became what?
And they became blood.
Because we see how the Most High God eventually is going to start bringing judgment on these nations. We seeing this right now. Look at this. This didn't happen like months ago. pull it up. I know one of them happened in like in the Middle East somewhere, like in Afghanistan. So it's been happening in a lot of places. It done happened in India. You see the Japanese river, yeah. So it's been happening in a few places. Read it again, knock from the top.
Book of Revelation, chapter 16, and verse number 4. And the third angel poured out his vial upon the rivers and the fountains of water, and they became blood.
And they became blood. Read on up.
Verse number 5. And I heard the angel of the waters say, Thou art righteous, O Lord, which art and was and shall be, because thou hast just judged thus.
Because they know the angels are, remember, the Most High God uses the angels as what? As weapons to manipulate the elements to be able to cause these particular type of things. Do brothers and sisters understand that? Go to, jump down to verse number 13. Now start at verse 12.
Come, verse number 12. And the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up.
Read on up.
That the way of the king of the east might be prepared.
Who are the kings of the east? Yeah, all those particular nations on that east side of the river Euphrates is going into the kings of the east. The Iranians are also the kings of the east. Certain what? Ishmaelites, or certain what? Arabs are the kings of the east as well. What you got? Yeah, I know some recent, like months ago. Yep. Yeah, I seen that too. I think it was America. Who else? Argentina and Israel. Yeah. I'm gonna tell y'all. We know that. Why did Venezuela do that? I mean Argentina. That's right. They have a puppet president in office. Madero, who? I wouldn't be surprised. You know, they ain't going too far out that circle. Read verse 13.
Come.
Pull up that river Euphrates. Read on.
Verse 13. And I saw three unclean spirits like frogs.
Like what?
Like frogs.
This is the plague that the Most High God brought out during the time of Exodus. Read on up.
Come out of the mouth of the dragon.
Why did it say like frogs? What are the attributes and characteristics of a frog? They do what? They hop, meaning these spirits do what? Jump from person to person. I'm talking about these spirits out here every damn where. You have homosexual spirits out here. You have a lust spirit out here. You have sisters with this damn naked spirit out here. Like, sisters is off the chain. I'm talking about don't want to wear no damn clothes, man. You got brothers out here with this tight clothes spirit that's out here, man. Skinny jean spirit. Wearing the skinniest jeans that they can find. Man, I'm gonna tell you, man. You got junior ox them IYs. What we call them? No, Israelite. YIs, young Israelites. YIs. We gonna change that. Out here with this rhinestone epidemic. Everything got to be shiny and glittery. These are spirits that are jumping on people to do what? To cause them to, guess what? Offset what the Most High God has set up. A lot of times we don't understand how spiritual clothes are. Clothes are very spiritual, man. That's why they have that saying that what? You are what you what? What you wear.
If it wasn't that spiritual, he wouldn't have gave us a dress code. We know that these things are that way, man. Women wearing everything they ain't supposed to wear as accessories, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just crazy out here. And we see our younger children and generation doing the same thing, man. Doing the same exact thing, man. Come on, brother. You about to run track. Brother about to go to the track meet, man.
We're about to be like the Hulk and bust up out them things,
that
man.
About to run the 400, man.
It's crazy. Read verse 13 again, man.
Verse 13. And I saw three unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet.
Who is the false prophet? Because a lot of times we think of just one person. This false prophet is going into what? A system. It's not just one person. So a lot of times where brothers and sisters get confused, they talking about the Antichrist. They looking for one person. No, it is a system. Christianity is the false prophet. Islam is what? The false prophet. Because those things have absolutely nothing at all to do with what the scriptures are saying. Most of our people are entwined in what? In Christianity, especially Southern Baptists, Seventh-day Adventists, Pentecostal. All these particular different religions come under the guise of false prophets in this particular verse. So it's a system of people. Read on up.
Verse 14. For they are the spirits of devils.
Of what?
Of devils.
Read on up.
Working miracles.
Working miracles. Why did it say working miracles? Hey, that's a heavy point. Even like Officer Donovan just said, think about it, man. Think about the mindset or the witchcraft that has to be into a brother or sister that have the Bible and still believe that Jesus Christ is white.
Oh, that's heavy. That's a miracle.
Read on up.
Come, for they are spirits of devils working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world.
And of the what up?
And of the whole world.
Read on up.
To gather them to the battle of that great day of God Almighty.
So the Most High God is ramping up spirits to gather them all to what? To Armageddon, to the valley of Jehoshaphat. Go ahead.
And this ain't just Arabs, man. Arabs ain't going to the whole world, man. Right? We know this is Esau, man. Right? Read that again, man. Read 14 again.
Come, for they are the spirits of devils working miracles.
Working miracles. Arabs ain't that. It ain't a miracle to bomb yourself. It's just crazy.
Right.
Right. It's just damn crazy. Right. And which they are. They're a wild man.
Right.
Right. But that's their nature. But that ain't a miracle. Read.
Come, which go forth unto the kings of the earth.
The kings of the earth and who?
And of the whole world.
The whole world, man. The whole world is falling after what? Christianity, man. The whole world will look at you, and when you show them a picture of a white who is this says who show them a picture of Cesar Bruno, they go Bonjour, they gonna say it's who? They gonna say, oh, that's Jesus. Yes, that's Jesus the Christ. Right? You can go anywhere. This is the Edomites that are doing this, man. Right? Like you say, you can go all over and see them celebrating Christmas, man. In other countries, man, other land masses, man. That so a lot of people now, and I said that because people love and tend to try to say, oh, this is Arab. It's they the ones that they the ones that's doing. No, it's not. It's Esau, man. Right. It's not the Saudi Arabians, man.
What you say, Yeah, for real.
Yeah, they
That's
do.
right.
And all of them dark. Yeah, and all of them dark. All of them dark.
It's crazy.
All of them dark. That's right. So just to institute that into your mind, to see that it's the whole world that they playing with, man. You going somewhere? You got
a question?
There's a whole lot of them.
Yeah, go ahead.
Netta G, and we can answer this one as a congregation because we just went to it. What's the rules and regulations for the Passover? Do we treat it like it's the Sabbath day?
So remember, who knows the answer to that? We just literally went over this. How do we treat? Remember, Sabbath day just going into what? God's high holy day. But remember, the Most High God tells us how to celebrate each Sabbath.
That's right.
So the new moon, we can do what?
We can cook.
We can cook, but we can't what?
Buy
or sell. The 7-day Sabbath, we can't what? We can't cook or buy and sell. So the Most High God, the Passover is a Sabbath, but did he tell us that we couldn't do any of those things? No. So therefore, where there is no law, there is what? No sin.
Now, what 2 days are we commanded to have holy convocation?
That's right.
The first day and the last day, right? Now, if you want to come together on each day, every day, hey, that's fine. Hopefully we get to that point.
That's right.
Hopefully we can get to that point. I just seen a good question. It says, Okay, so sister, we answered the question earlier. She said, so if my child lives with me, in between, does he have to keep the Passover? I just want to make sure I'm moving correctly.
Yes.
That's your son in your house.
Yes.
Negro, you keeping the Passover.
That's right.
I'm about to be 21. You about to be 21 keeping the Passover too.
For real. Long as you up in this house.
That's right.
That's why the scriptures tell us to what? Train up a child in the way that he should go, that he'll what? Never depart. So yes, if you're up under my household, you keeping what? Passover. You want to honor that, you have to get out.
Antoinette Smith, where will I start the reading for the history of Passover?
Start in chapter 1 of Exodus.
That's right.
Exodus chapter 1.
Exodus chapter 1. Then you want to go to Leviticus and get the laws on it, man.
That's right.
All right. Exodus chapter 1 all the way to 12, 30 minutes.
That's right.
Much. As far as you can, man. Then you want to go to Leviticus 23 and get the laws on it, right?
That's right.
So this is a good question we always get. Gwenda Hobbs. Why do different camps have Passover on different days?
Because different camps celebrate different moons, sis.
That's right.
So we at Battle Axe, we celebrate the dark moon, like how many camps do. But you may have a camp like IUIC and other camps that celebrate it on the full moon. So it would be approximately 2 weeks before or 2 weeks after. That's why, sis. You have to understand the cycles of the moon, whether or not what moon you're on. That's why it's pivotal that, like we say, brothers and sisters, get with congregations that are keeping the scriptures to the best of their ability. And if your spirit bears witness with the way that they teach it, by all means, keep it with them. We don't care what brothers and sisters get with camps that you feel like teaching the truth with the understanding that God is giving you. And guess what? Apply that to your life. Thanks, Art. So you may see some count it when the full moon, and they count what? 14 days later. The dark moon, what? 14 days later. We see that and we agree with that because we always what? Start off in the dark and then do what? Go to the light. Many precepts to kind of bag that up. Even in that, even during the Passover, we know, like we say, this is when we're starting to come back to the light. You understand that, sis? Go ahead, Doc. That was the last one we caught up. Oh, we did come. Yeah. Let's go to the book of 1 Corinthians chapter. Got another one popped up.
Damn washeria.
You said Bam?
Damn.
Oh.
THAMA warrior. Hey man, you know what we talking about. Your question. Do we cast out leavened breads on Passover or every single leavening agent?
Yes, you cast out anything that has leaven in it.
And this is a kind of a problematic area in Passover because leaven and leavening agents
are two different things.
They are totally different things. Leaven is anything with leaven in it. Leavening agent is something that helps the leavening process.
That's right.
So even though it's a leavening agent, it's not leaven because it needs something to make leaven. You understand that? So it's not leavening agents, right? So and it's like, okay, well, I got a leavening agent and another leavening agent that'll make leaven. Like I'm stuck. It's not leaven unless they are together, right?
So prime example, these are tips: yeast, baking powder, baking soda, potassium bicarbonate, thank you, sourdough starter, ammonia. God dang it, these people is crazy. Bicarbonate, ammonia carbonate, ammonium bicarbonate, sodium bicarbonate. So those are things, if you have them in there, do not.
And I think what's that sodium bicarbonate that's in that water, that purified water? Yeah. That's why we make sure. And what else? And soda. So make sure. Oh yeah, that's another thing, y'all. That soda, man.
Yeah, soda.
Yeah, we can't be drinking that soda, man, because It has that inside of it, man. So make sure you're drinking that spring water. I'll praise it. Like, my mind go blank.
And for brothers and sisters that are bringing drinks, make sure you bring like juices, or tea, something to that matter.
Right. So that's why we always deal with Ozarka. We know it's spring water.
Yeah.
So make sure we drink spring
Go ahead,
water.
What about like if we have a rockside baby soda in toothpaste?
Yeah, that too as well. Huh?
Yeah. If you can find it, if you can read and see the ingredients and see that it's in there, throw it out.
And remember, even like something Captain Jeremiah always say, just say for happen you missed the toothpaste and you see it Thursday. Do you keep it in there? No, just throw it out. Throw it out. Yes, remember, this is not by accident. This is purposely designed. They understand this. What you got, Op?
No, sir. Let's read. Let's go to 1 Corinthians and see why.
Because let me ask you right quick. Remember, leaven is symbolic for what?
Yeah.
For sin. So do you take your sin and then put it in the car? Yeah. You totally get rid of that sin. So we know certain brothers from certain camps teach it. But I don't see the reasoning behind that. If we know that it's a metaphor, we want to make sure that the metaphor flow righteously. You don't want to then put your sin in the shed and then you go to the shed and the sin in there and you get it back. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you totally get away with that sin. Go ahead, Up.
Yeah, let's just read that.
1 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 6. The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse number 6. Your glory is not good. Know ye not that a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump? Purge out therefore the old leaven.
Purge out therefore the old leaven. Purge. Think about it. When you purge something, what do? You get rid of it. You kill it, right? We're not putting it up. We're not saving it for later. We are killing off that and we know that it's always leading up to what? The spiritual meaning of it, right. Which is what? Getting the leaven or the sin out of your body, out of your heart, the malice out of your mind, right? The wicked thoughts and evil doings out of your actions, right? Read on.
Come. Purge out therefore the old leaven.
So it says it again, purge it, kill it, get it away from you. We're not hiding it and putting it in the backseat of the truck that we ain't driving until we fit. Nah, we ain't going, we can't do that, right? It's symbolic for these simple reasons. Read.
That ye may be a new lump.
Because you want to be new, right? It's like, why would I go back and get that old leaven that I put up? All right. If I'm trying to be new, I'm not putting up that old leaven and going back and getting it and bringing it right back, becoming that old man or the old woman again. Right. Read on.
Come. That ye may be a new lump as ye are unleavened.
As ye are unleavened, right? Because we are supposed to be unleavened. That means nowhere around us, not set up for us to come back and get it. No. That's what we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be changing our bodies. Our bodies are supposed to be a living sacrifice to the Most High God now, right? Uncorruptible, right? We want to give the Most High God the best person we can possibly give him. We always say that. Read.
Come. For even Christ, our Passover, is sacrificed for us.
Come, read on.
Therefore, let us keep the feast, not with old leaven.
Not with old leaven. We're not going to get, not with old leaven. Read.
Neither with the leaven of malice and wickedness, but with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth.
And that's heavy, man, because that's what we want to get ourselves into. That's why we've been doing prep Passover classes these last couple of weeks. Brothers been doing them in the spirit throughout the week, our praises, to get us into this spirit. Like we said, it's not just Passover. It should be an everyday lifestyle. But we're just saying right now, in one of the heaviest moments, one of the big three that the Most High God set apart for the children of Israel to definitely comply with. You want to make sure that you get your spirit set for this thing, man, right? Don't play the games with it. Not with the old malice, not with the old leaven. The old leaven is thrown away, right? But with the spirit of sincerity and truth. So you understand that, brother? You get that? I know it was just a question, but I know a lot of people do that, man. They do teach that. We just don't put it outside, put it in the shed,
That's what we tell brothers and sisters to beforehand. Make sure that you watch the amount of leaven that you are buying. We don't want brothers and sisters to waste money, but that's why we tell them weeks ahead of time, hey, don't be buying too much bread, because you know you're going to eventually have to throw that stuff out. You know what I'm saying? So Passover just don't start on that day. It starts you preparing weeks and months and in advance. Con, go ahead, Sister Janice.
Okay, so would you say that the ground opening up for Korah and his family was an example of leaven? How it leavened the whole lump?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Hell yeah. Slakia.
Ask your question again, because I didn't hear you.
Okay, would you say that Korah, the ground opening up for Korah and his family was an example of leavening the whole lump?
Yes. Let's get there right quick. Because, numbers. That's a great example of that. Korah. The brothers and sisters don't know about that history. You had elders and leaders of Israel trying to go against Moses. And the Most High God brought a judgment on them. By them being leaders, they let other brothers and sisters do what? Follow their ways, just because they're leaders. That's why the scriptures is plain. Remember, brothers and sisters, y'all not following us up here. Who are we following? Following the Most High. If you see brothers going off, what you mean? You just gonna follow them off the cliff? But that's some, but they do. You're exactly right, because their foundation is rooted in man and not the Most High. Read that right quick.
Con, where you want to start at? Just
start at the top. 16. Read that right quick.
Con, the book of Numbers, chapter 16 and verse number 1. Now Korah, the son of Azar, the son of Kohath, the son of Levi, and Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, and of the sons of Peleth, sons of Reuben, took men.
So we see that this brother has status. He's one of the sons of Levi. Levites are what? Are the high priest. So this brother had rank. This brother had rank. This brother had followers. Because you always get amongst brothers and sisters that brothers and sisters kind of gravitate to. Right. Read on up.
And they rose up before Moses with certain of the children of Israel, 250 princes of the assembly, and famous in the congregation, men of renown.
So this is a heavy point to focus in on. It said, what? Read it again. 200 and what?
250 princes of the assembly, famous in the congregation.
250. They also were famous in the congregation. Brothers like being around them. Sisters like being around them. They probably had some understanding. Probably had good advice. Read on up.
Men of renown.
Men of renown. The word renown means what? Fame. Right. Status. Read on up.
Con. And they gathered themselves together against Moses.
Read on up.
And against Aaron, and said unto them, you take too much upon you, seeing all the congregation are holy, every one of them. And the Lord is among them.
And the Lord is among who?
And the Lord is among them.
Read on up.
Wherefore then lift up yourselves above the congregation of the Lord.
So did Moses lift himself up? Who lifted up Moses? The Most High. They get mad because what? The Most High God made Moses the head Israelite in charge. They didn't like that. You'll have brothers that are out here go and start their own camps. Hey, I'm gonna tell you, that's a heavy spirit. It's a lot that comes with starting your own camp. Even like how we would say when we branched off from one body, brothers did everything in their power not to leave because we understood the scriptures. It was the Most High, like, nah, nigga, I'm moving y'all. Listen. So we understood that. It's a difference between, guess what? You don't want to take correction from a brother when you know that you wrong and start to, brother, come on. You're just doing that to be the head Israelite in charge. You're not understanding it's a bigger burden that's on you. Just because you are in a leader of a congregation still don't mean you get to do whatever the hell you want to. That don't mean that for brothers and sisters that are out there or for brothers that inspire to be leaders. It don't mean that. No, you still have to go through counsel. You still have to have what? Checks and balances. That was the problem that was over there. Read on up.
Verse number 4. And when Moses heard it, he fell upon his face, and he spake unto Korah and unto all his company, saying, even tomorrow the Lord will show who are his and who is holy, and will cause him to come near unto him. Even him whom he had chosen will he cause to come near unto him.
So he's showing you, Moses saying, oh, you watch out, man. The Most High is going to show you who's in charge, brother. Because the thing is, remember, Moses was a meek and humble brother. He wasn't even like that, man. Moses didn't even want the position. Those are the brothers that you do look out for, the ones that don't want the position. Those are the ones that the Most High God normally do what? Raise up. Give me the book of Sirach, chapter 45, verse 18. So yeah, we would say yes, most definitely. That little leaven at that whole lump. And that's why we see the Most High God bring judgment on them. That leaven can come in many different devices. Come in rank. I'm going to tell you, it can come in looks. What do I mean by that? You had this thing out there called what? Purity privilege. Where a sister that looks nice, she can do whatever the hell she wants to because she's what? She's nice looking. Or even flip side for that handsome brother. No, those are just devices. You have to check a person's spirit and a person's character. Read this.
The book of Sirach, chapter 45 and verse number 18. Strangers conspired together against him and maligned him in the wilderness.
Read on.
Even the men that were of Dathan's and Abram's side, and the congregation of Korah with fury and wrath.
Read on.
This the Lord saw, and it displeased him. And in his wrathful indignation were they consumed.
Were they what?
Were they consumed?
Read on.
He did wonders upon them.
He did wonders upon them. What was the wonders? That he opened up the earth. Not only did he open it up, what else did he do? He closed it back. That's some cold stuff right there, man. You ain't never seen that, man. You see earthquakes, we hear about them all the time, but do we see them about them closing back up? No. Read on.
Come. He did wonders upon them to consume them with the fiery flame.
Read on.
But he made Aaron more honorable and gave him an heritage and divided unto him the first fruits of the increase.
Read on.
Especially he prepared the bread in abundance.
So the Most High God did what? He put one down and set it up another, man. You have to understand, the Most High God chooses the brothers that he wants to establish his congregations, man. Brothers have to sit back and be patient on those things, man. You also got to see what spirit a brother is operating in, man. Do background, do credit checks on brothers, man. Understand, like, why did you split? Why did you leave? You know, how did you come about to start your discount? That's what doing what? Trying the spirit by the spirit. So most definitely, yes, Sister Genesis. Any other questions? I know we getting down there, went by fast. The 2-hour mark coming up on it. Any other questions? Do brothers and sisters understand the Passover? Twin, what is the Passover meal?
Unleavened bread, lamb, bitter herbs.
Unleavened bread, lamb, bitter herbs. Sister Brooke, what does the unleavened bread represent? That's right. Making sure that brothers and sisters are cleaning their sins or getting rid of their sins. Unleavened symbolizes you keeping the law. Leaven represents what? Sin.
It's a question in the chat. What is unleavened bread called? Is unleavened bread also called something else?
What you have, Sister Sis? Sister Adiba, what you have?
Sweet bread.
What is the precept?
Unleavened bread is also called sweet bread.
Where is the precept? Uh-oh. We're only going to give Sister half a clap. That's just one clap. Help her out, Brother Katazai. Let's read that right quick.
The book of First Ezra, chapter 1 and verse number 19. So the children of Israel, which were present, held the Passover at that time, and the feast of sweet bread.
And the feast of what?
and the feast of sweet bread.
And the feast of sweet bread. So we see that what unleavened bread is also called what? Sweet bread. You know, sisters make some of the bread, the best Passover unleavened bread. You have all different kinds. Any other questions? Well, we got some questions for y'all. Who had one? Somebody had one? You got some questions up? No questions? Any other questions? You got something up? Look like you're thinking about a question. First Ezra chapter 1 verse what? 19. What you got up?
In Sirach 17, it's not for the class. I just want to ask Sirach 17 and verse 13. Would that be going into Christ?
Read that right quick.
I'm gonna start at verse 12. The book of Sirach, chapter 17 and verse 12. He made an everlasting covenant with them and showed them his judgments. Their eyes saw the majesty of his glory, and their ears heard his glorious voice. And he said unto them, beware of all unrighteousness, and he gave every man commandment concerning his neighbor.
Like that's a good precept. You know what come to mind when I think about that? Exodus 23.
Right, Exodus 23 with Moses and they hearing the voice.
Yeah, hearing the voice. So,
and that's when Moses came and gave him the commandment. Everyone. Yeah.
Do brothers and sisters understand that? Yeah. In 20. Any other questions? Bruiser, take any questions. We just want to make sure that brothers and sisters understand Passover. This is the point of the class and the Q&A. Like I say, making sure that brothers and sisters get their spirit right. We also want to make sure that we focus in on unity, because guess what? We're going to need everybody help. We're going to need brothers and sisters help to decorate the building. We're going to need brothers and sisters help to help preparing the meals that we're bringing, helping cleaning up. Because we know a lot of times brothers and sisters, they won't show up to class, but they'll show up for what? Guess who's going to be the bouncer at the door this year? No, hell no, they ain't. You're gonna have a bouncer at the door, man. Brother, where you been? Brother, I want to drink. I'd rather just say that. I want to drink and have a good damn time. Brother, that's not what the Passover is all about, man. We want to make sure that brothers and sisters are in the spirit. That's why we always say any brothers and sisters that ain't been coming to class cannot come to the Passover, man. Unless we understand their situation. We understand certain people do work, but that's why we say get in touch. What you got, Op? Come. Hand that mic to him, Up.
I was reading something. I don't know exactly where I was at. It was about this, Shabbat day. And it was about, keeping the commandments and keeping the Shabbat and keeping these days holy, right?
Yeah.
And what I got out of it was that God gives us some kind of power to be able to get favor and get blessings.
That's exactly what it is, Op. Who knows the precept? This is your what? Wisdom in the sight of the nations. Even in that, let's go to the book of Genesis, chapter 28, verse 32. Let's hold those two precepts. So it literally does. It gives us power when we keep the commandments of the Most High, because that's what the blessings are all about. When we keep the commandments, the Most High God blesses us to be above all nations.
I was just going to say it gives us an advantage.
It gives us advantage over the other nations in every way. Read this right quick, Op.
The book of Genesis, chapter 32, and verse number 28.
Thanks, Op.
And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob.
Read on, Op.
But Israel.
But who?
But Israel.
Read on, Op.
For as a prince has thou power with Yahweh.
Read that part again, Op.
For as a prince has thou power with Yahweh.
That's what our name literally means. A prince that has power with Yahweh. So we have power with the Most High when we keep his commandments, because we are what? We are the sons and daughters of the living God.
That's right.
That's literally what our name means. And a lot of times our people don't even understand the implications of being the sons and daughters of the Most High. That means that we are able to prevail over any situation. Do brothers understand that? Think about it. I love a brother had said this one time. I think it was Brother Joseph. Shout out to Ak in Arizona. He was like, man, think about it, man. You ain't got no gas money. Think about how that $20 probably lasts you all week. Do brothers and sisters even think about that? Boy, that's some power right there. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I think about it when we be in there having the feast days. You know, I'm over. I can eyeball work for brothers and sisters that know what that means. So I can eyeball food and how much food we got to know if it's enough. And I'll be looking at it sometimes and counting like, damn, that's not enough. Then we look up, it was more than enough. I be thinking about that all the time, man. Hey, and it be more than enough. And brothers and sisters be having a place to take home. Shut up, good boy. What you think? Shut the hell up.
Nah, that got to Junior. Junior say, what? You can eyeball what? What is he talking about? Liberator said that comes to what? Just give you an understanding of how the Lord give us the spirit to be able to eyeball things, man. You know what I'm saying? He still can't get it. What? Hey, man, you'll get it later, youngster. You'll get it. You'll get the same spirit later.
Go ahead, Op. Yeah, you have to make it. I'm gonna tell you, you better get on what? YouTube universities. Sister about to, huh?
But you know, Lamar and Cali. Yeah, Lamar and Cali though. But
I thought Lamar. What is it called though, sis?
Modesto.
It's called the matzah. Yeah, hell no.
No, sir. Hey, Lamar, just go Google it, get the ingredients. It's not hard.
Yeah,
man.
It's not hard at all.
Go get the ingredients and just try to make you a batch. Even if it come out ugly as heck, at least you know you in order.
It's not hard, Go online and look that thing up.
So said, can we drink wine for the Passover?
Yes, we can drink wine.
But it has to be certain wines, because some wines have that leavening yeast in it. Yeah. Same way with the beers.
Go ahead, Op. Yeah.
With the Henny, or like some 1738.
Yeah.
It starts with yeast, but it's still in out.
As long as they taking it out.
But it's kind of heavy because the fermentation, the process.
The fermented,
yeah, the fermentation process.
It's already in there.
Yeah, it kind of uses, but I don't think it fully comes out. I'm not. You can't.
So what is the beer? The only beer Bruce drink? What is it?
So it's that green Stella, Stella Rosa
beer.
Yeah, like Coronas in them, man. They not really that safe either, man. We've
looked it up.
Yeah, we've been dealing with them
for years. Yeah,
that Stella is for sure. We know that for sure. Like you said, tequilas, vodkas, dark beer, pretty much have it.
Yeah,
I mean dark liquors.
Y'all know I know. I be bending them back.
Yeah,
man.
but for sure those.
Y'all laughing at? I drink beer.
For sure, them Stellas, man, for beers and like we said, a lot of the tequilas and things for the clear. So if you ain't no clear drinker, you gotta
be on the safe side. Yeah,
you gotta drink that clear for Passover. Rum, rum is good. So I mean, we just got to look it up a little bit more, because through the fermentation process, it does use leaven, but it's not clarifying that it actually takes out everything that we need to be able to drink it. So
want to be.
I'd rather be safe.
Yeah.
Well, you took the word right out of my mouth. I'd rather be safe than sorry.
That's what I thought anyway. That's what I'm finna say. No, we be drinking together and stuff, man. What
Four Lokes? I think them Four Lokes are right too. So you know, Four Loko.
Oh. Look at Bruce feel some type of way now, man.
Yeah, I better stop playing. I been on Four Lokes. Ain't nothing wrong with them Four Lokes, man. We was on them thing back in 1988, boy. Nah, I mess with y'all. I mess with you. But yeah, let's just do a due diligence search of these things And if you can't find 100% that it's good, just go and leave it alone for that week, man.
What did sister?
It's only a week.
What did Sister Jenna say? The one you just go back up. Yeah, right there. Cheerleader. Yeah.
Just checking, people. Oh well, she said that. Oh, she told them more how to just learn how to make it.
Oh, okay.
And then she said checking, people don't know how to figure stuff out. They always got to get that DoorDash.
Any other questions before we get up out of here? Any other questions? Remember, brothers and sisters, make sure if brothers and sisters are giving their fees to the battle axes, make sure you specify your fees on there, because we also use that for arms as well to pay the bills at the building. Make sure that y'all put that in there and specify. Y'all can do it that way, or y'all could same way.
V2T, and I agree with this too. Vodka pure, considered the safest option as it is distilled multiple times, almost zero residue including. So we know clear is basically pretty much the best.
What did go up a little bit up? Other way. Well, now you can ask other questions, but yeah, mainly for the Passover, Abraham. Yeah, go ahead, Abraham. Real quick, because I know let's read that right quick. That Ezekiel. Ak is asking in Ezekiel 4, verse 6, if each day is a year, what happened to the other 30 years we was in captivity? Because in Jeremiah 25:12, it says 70 years. Read this right. God. 6.
Come, the book of Ezekiel, chapter 4 and verse number 6. And when thou hast accomplished them, lie again on thy right side, and thou shalt bear the iniquity of the house of Judah 40 days. I have appointed thee each day for a year.
Jump up to verse number 5.
Come, for I have laid upon thee years of their iniquity, according to the number of days, 390 days. So shalt thou bear the iniquity of the house of Israel.
So this is us going into burn the iniquity of the house of Israel. So even when you jump down 5 in verse, yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. I don't want to lose my train of thought. Read that Jeremiah 25.
Okay.
Because remember, this is just an equation that the Most High God has given us for how long we have to serve out a judgment. One day or one. Read it again. So like each day for a year.
Each day, yeah. I have appointed thee each day for a year.
So each day equaled a year. Yeah. Also, Numbers chapter. I don't know if it's 14. Numbers 14 basically saying the same thing. Now read that Jeremiah.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 25 and verse number 12. I started verse 11. And this whole land shall be a desolation and an astonishment. And these nations shall serve the king of Babylon 70 years. And it shall come to pass when 70 years are accomplished that I will punish the king of Babylon and that nation, said the Lord, for the iniquity and the land of the Chaldeans, and will make it perpetual desolations.
Oh, so you're asking what happened to I think I know what you're talking about. These are two. This is not that same prophecy that we was given to spend that 70 years in Babylon. This is not the same one. This is for another judgment. I know Bruce even, ain't gonna lie, we caught some Christian apologetics up even with this. I know a lot of times we kind of say or attribute this to us being in captivity over here in 400 years. Because even when they talk about Ezekiel, they can't find any prophecy that links up with that actually happened, but the one that happened in America. So we'll discuss it more. This is a little heavier. But now this particular prophecy, Ak is not talking about that 70 years. Because the Most High God pronounced that just 70 years, and we got up out of that situation. Any other questions? Well, remember, brothers and sisters, we pray that brothers and sisters are getting their spirit right for Passover. You got one up? Go ahead, Ak. Yeah. Yeah, I know. But it's good points to that, because when you look up in history, we don't see that during the time of Ezekiel or in any other time. So that's why, even, I ain't gonna lie, when Bruce caught, I ain't gonna lie, Ox and them did do a great job, even when they asked Vocab No Swag Malone this question, and he couldn't have no answer. He like, because he couldn't say that it wasn't, because it wasn't no prophecy in history that showed that. And he couldn't say, he didn't want to say that this applies to us, because that'll let you know that we are the Israelites. So he was stuck, boy. I was like, all praise for that. But this prophecy literally does point to us that captivity. We kind of go back and forth, because we look at Israel as a whole, but I know it specifically say Judah too. So, we look at that thing. We most definitely do. But with that, man, we give our honor and praises to the Most High and to His Son Yahushua. Pray that brothers and sisters got edification. I pray that we answer brothers and sisters' questions, that you understand what the Passover is and what it's all about, and the Feast of Unleavened Bread. We always tell brothers and sisters to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, so we always love to end with a law. Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy, 16, verse 16. How pivotal this is.
Con. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 16, in verse number 16. 3 times in a year shall all thy males appear before the Lord thy God, in the place which he shall choose, in the Feast of Unleavened Bread.
This is how we know. Another question. Is the Feast of Unleavened Bread and the Passover the same? I got y'all. Look at that. Who said no? Raise your hand. Who said no? How do we know? Read verse 8:16. This also lets you know this too. Read verse 16.
3 times in the year shall all thy males appear before the Lord thy God, in the place which he shall choose, in the Feast of Unleavened Bread.
So if they were different, so that means we ain't got to keep Passover.
Right.
But we got to. This is how you know that they are the same. That's why we have Luke 22:1. We have Mark saying that the Feast of Unleavened Bread is what? The Passover. Read on out.
And in the Feast of Weeks.
The Feast of Weeks is what?
Pentecost.
The Pentecost. Number what? 50 weeks after the Passover. Read on out. I mean, yeah, thanks, Ak. 50 days. Yeah, you
7 weeks.
Not 50 weeks.
7 weeks.
Read on. We'll be celebrating that mug next year. Read it again.
In the Feast of Unleavened Bread, and in the Feast of Weeks, and in the Feast of Tabernacles,
and in the Feast of Tabernacles. So those are 3 high holy days we're commanded to celebrate. Read on out.
They shall not appear before the Lord empty.
And if you know that you are coming to these particular things, don't come before the Lord empty. You know, brothers and sisters, we could use water, we could use drinks. Brothers and sisters know what things to bring. You know what I'm saying? So with that, we give all honor and praises to the Most High and to His Son Yahushua. We say Shalom, happy Sabbath.
Shalom.